What gets you stuck in a cycle of overthinking?
Life, and I don't mean that sarcastically, just bills, pressure, relationships. I guess trying to keep a handle on things, really.
Yeah. And when you're stuck in those spirals, what ends up going through your head?
Everything that you could possibly imagine, probably. I do think I've overanalyzed on too many levels. So, yeah, just a lot going on sometimes.
And are there particular things you go back over? Like obviously all the everyday stuff, but where does it end up taking you? Sometimes it can lead you on a path to feeling much worse and worrying about things.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess what we think about greatly affects our mood, doesn't it? So, you can get on that negative vibe a little bit, quite pessimistic sometimes, and it does bring my mood down.
And what's the best piece of advice you've been given when it comes to overthinking?
Not to worry about it. You know, um, I was told once on a mindfulness course, we can become angry, we can become stressed, but then sometimes we become angry with ourselves for feeling how we're feeling. So when I was told to just accept that mood and that it's transient and it passes, sometimes if I remind myself of that, it helps.
Yeah, definitely. I think acceptance is a big part of it. And particularly then, like, so you don't judge yourself because it's not just stuck overthinking, you're stuck feeling bad about overthinking on top of that.
Yeah.
Have you got anything that you'd like to ask me?
Um, just anything really about. I don't sleep. Sometimes like an hour a night. Um, just anything really that regarding sleep or not thinking so much.
Yeah, I think one of the big things is taking the pressure off sleep. The trouble is, when your sleep starts going badly, it brings in anxiety and dread about nighttime, and having so many hours just to think can be really painful at times. And I think it's trying to kind of have a routine so that you wind down before you get to bed, but also when you wake up, trying not to let your brain get hooked into all those different topics, whether it's repeating like a meaningless word, like one or the, but also, like you say, almost pretending you don't care about it and being like, well, actually, who cares if I sleep? I know I can manage on 2 hours. It's no different to normal. And one of the things that I often recommend, which people don't like that much but really works, is if you're not sleeping, get up and do something else. Because the trouble is, this association you start to have with your bed is one of not sleeping rather than a good connection with it. So getting up, going somewhere else, doing something boring, and then trying again to go back to bed.
Yeah, we try.
Have you tried any of those?
Yeah, I read a book years ago called The Effortless Sleep Method, I think, by someone called a lady called Sasha Stevens. And that really helped at the time. Probably could read it again, to be fair, because I read that I was getting about an hour a night, and then I went to about four, which was over
Yeah,
noon. I used to lay there thinking, oh, I can hear the dustman now, I can hear the birds, and you start
yeah,
stressing.
yeah,
It is sleep anxiety because when my GP asked me years ago, if you haven't got to get up, do you sleep better? And I do. If I know I've got to get up for the airport, I won't sleep.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, that pressure and that horrible cycle. Um, and the other one that can be really tough, but they do when it's more extreme, like yours is sleep restriction. So you start just saying only 2 hours, then eking it out to 3, 4, and building up slowly. So then you get to bed, get to sleep straight away, and you improve that sleep bed association.
I've tried. I won't take sleeping tablets. They give me a hangover. They make me want to strangle everyone, and I don't sleep. Um, but that I think could that's something I haven't tried actually to look into that a little bit more, and I think probably need to give that a go.
It is really hard, but when you're sleeping so little, it's almost saying, actually, at least there's a chance for this to improve by going with what I've got already and then gradually extending it. But it's really hard.
So we'll do.
Martin talks about how he can't switch his mind off, and I think that's the trouble at night. You've got all these hours, and when you can't sleep, it leaves you so much more time to overthink. And then you add stress and anxiety, which makes it harder to get to sleep, and sleep deprivation the next day makes everything in your life harder. I think one of the big things with overthinking and sleep is that it almost becomes like you go to bed, you know you're going to overthink, you're worried about how the night's going to go, and you're already kind of thinking about your sleep and all that can go wrong with it. It's almost trying to find ways to feel a bit more back in control and accept that some nights you might not sleep, like Martin said, As soon as you judge being awake, you're into this whole other cycle. One of the things I suggested to him is a wind down routine, as it's a way to signal to your brain and body that it's time to switch off, whether that's kind of reading before bed or logging out of all your devices an hour before you go to bed, watching something relaxing on TV, anything that just lets you feel like you're making a difference to your evening and that lets you wind down. It lets you feel like you're taking positive action, and it just puts you back feeling like you're in control of it again.